Today we're going to talk about job interviewing online. So whether it be on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, this is really becoming the norm, right? And a lot of the job interviews now are exclusively happening online. I was sitting around working today and I was thinking, this is going to become really, really important. And I had just been through this process and I figured, well, let me just try to come on here and help some other people out who are getting ready to go into that process. So for those of you new to the channel, my name's Zach. I'm a communication professor, and I'm also somebody who looks to constantly grow in all facets of life. Today we're talking about interviewing well online. Other days we might be talking about giving public presentations, business negotiations, how to become a more dynamic communicator. But we're also going to be talking about how we communicate with ourselves, like how we think, how our thoughts dictate our life, and how we can think clearly when we're under pressure. So let's start, because we're definitely all under pressure when we're being interviewed, right? So first thing I like to say, and this really goes for any type of interview, so whether you're online or face-to-face, try to break down the proverbial wall as quickly as possible, right? This is a super formal process. So I'll give you a quick story. So when I first got my job that I'm currently in right now, I met with the president of the university, right? And I just did a quick Google search and I looked and I found that she was from Ohio State, right? I'm from Ohio, right? So I was like, instant connection there, right? So when I first met her, the first thing I said was, "Go Bucks," right? Because that initial reaction then just turns into a conversation. It's just more informal, right? It sets the tone for the entire interview. That next half hour flew by. In fact, we spent the first 5 minutes talking about Ohio State football. However, the same thing can be done online, right? So I actually just went through this process again, this time entirely on Zoom. And the person who was heading up the Zoom call, heading up the committee who was hiring for this new position that I just got hired into, actually. I start in August, a new position. You know, I read up on his bio online and found out that he was a huge hiker, right? And I love hiking too, and he likes to backpack, right? So basically for the first 5 minutes or so, we're talking about hiking and all the cool trails that we've been to. And it's super cool because this is supposed to be like this really formal thing and we're already talking about hiking and it's super relaxed. It's gonna help you and the interviewer too. So that's tip number one, break down that proverbial wall early. Okay, tip number two, there is a share screen feature. So if you really want to throw them for a loop, and a good loop, ask them if you can use the share screen feature and kind of add a supplemental piece of material, or maybe it's a video, depending on what you're interviewing for, to add to the interview process, right? It's going to show that you're going above and beyond. Perhaps it's a quick video of you doing some instructional content, or perhaps it's you editing this video that you're, showcasing your editing skills at. Or maybe it's just a piece of paper, right? It's like a document, or even just your resume, right? To kind of talk about a particular thing on your resume and pull it up while you discuss it, right? It's going to show that you're interactive, it's going to show that you're engaged, and it's going to show that you're super prepared. So use the share screen feature. Okay, tip three is really pay attention to your nonverbal communication. Again, they're looking at you more so than they would be in face-to-face, right? So make sure you don't have that resting face. Make sure that your nonverbals match what other people are saying, right? Like if you should be getting excited or you should be laughing at something that somebody's saying, even when you're on mute, laugh because people are still looking at you, right? So try to make it as real as possible, and just know that your nonverbals are even more important when you're online because there's less things to look at, right? It's not like you're walking around and this person is showing you the office, right? You're actually just sitting there staring at another individual. So nonverbal communication, even more important when you're interviewing online. Okay, next step is limit the distractions, right? Get rid of the pets, get rid of the kids, and have a super neutral background, right? So this here behind me, super simple, not a lot going on. The interviewer on the other end is not gonna get distracted about what's going on behind me. Hopefully I don't have anything, like a dog over here or kids screaming over here, right? So take care of that. And then also just make sure your background is pretty clean. less distractions, the better. You're gonna see that this is really, really gonna help you out. Okay guys, we're almost there. Tip number 5, make sure you're using your best camera. And I say this because I actually made the mistake of using my laptop camera, which is way worse than my iPhone camera. And I kind of, realized it after the fact and thought, I probably could have went better if I'd have just used my phone camera. So right now I'm using a ring light and it's giving me good lighting. And this image is way better than my MacBook Air is at the moment. So this would be perfect for the job interview. So, investing in one of these lights is like 40 bucks. If it's gonna give you that 4K image, it's just gonna give you a better chance and it's gonna make you look more professional during the interview. So really prioritize which camera is your best camera for interviewing. Hey guys, that's it. Those are the 5 tips for you, and hopefully these get you more prepared for your next job interview online. Of course, there are many other tips out there, but these are 5, I think, really, really helpful ones that everybody should be aware of. And these are ones that are definitely going to improve your chances of getting that next job. So if you found some value in this video, I would really like if you could share the video with some friends, maybe drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see you next time in the next video.